Hello, this is Paul from Play Magazine, and this is Magnetic Cage Close. This is a game that is going to be coming to PlayStation 4. It's not out yet, but it is out on PC, so I've gone to give it a quick go, just so I can let you know how it plays, basically, and whether it's any good, and whether we should be excited about it coming to PlayStation. The obvious comparison that people make with this one is Portal. There is definitely a similarity there in that it's a first-person puzzle game, and you're going through puzzle rooms much in the same way as you do with Portal, and you've got a gun in your hand which you use to solve the puzzles. The difference with this game, the puzzles are all based around magnetism, so you've got a magnet gun which you can use to either push or pull. That you use that to do things as simple as getting a block and placing it on a switch. As in Portal, like you use the portal gun to move a block onto a switch, but in this one you use the magnet gun. You also can use it for platforming in a sense, because the force that you exert also affects you. So if you're pushing against something, it's also pushing you back. So you'll have magnetic pads on the floor. You can build up a magnetic charge, jump, and then use that magnetic charge to push you away, so you can jump over large gaps and so on. So that's the basics of it. From what we've played, the puzzles are quite cool, quite clever, and we've enjoyed that aspect of it. The platforming is not always so great. It doesn't feel that natural. It can be a bit frustrating in that respect. So you're quite often, it's that thing of you've worked out what to do, but the controls don't quite feel tight enough to execute them in the way that you'd always want. So that can be really frustrating as a puzzle game, because you have the solution, you just sometimes have a bit of trouble implementing it. It's not terrible in that regard, I don't want to overstate it, it's just it doesn't always feel great. Another similarity to Portal, you've got this nefarious overseer who's talking to you all the time as you move through the puzzle rooms. In this game, you're in a prison, and it's primarily the warden that talks to you. There is also a psychologist that sometimes jumps in, and he clearly doesn't like you and is quite happy for you to die, and seems like he would quite enjoy the pleasure of seeing you die. I do feel he's a bit too cartoony villain, like obviously evil that it's unbelievable, so not sure about that. There are some cool moments though. The psychologist will ask you to make a choice at the end of each chapter, and what's cool about that is kind of you don't know what the choice you're making means, and you kind of thinking, what are these people doing with me? Like, what does this choice mean? What's going on? So that aspect's quite cool, and you do feel like you want to see what happens with that. And it seems like the choice you make affects the puzzle rooms you get after that as well, so that's cool in that you could play through the game multiple times, make different choices, and be confronted with some different puzzles. So that's good. What we've played so far, I definitely like it. It's a good game. Obviously in that respect, being compared to Portal doesn't help, because it's not up to that quality, but hardly any games are, so that's unfair. As a game in and of itself, forget about Portal. I've enjoyed what I've played, so I would say it's definitely one that's looking out forward. When it does come to PlayStation, we'll hopefully give it a proper playthrough, give it a review, and let you know how good it is. But early signs are definitely good, so we'll let you know more as and when it comes to PlayStation.
In the middle of the chamber, there is a button. My question for you today is the following. Will you press it? You have 20 seconds.